Era of Magic Wars, I think they screwed up big time. So this is the third video only, but I can see already that there are serious issues with the game in terms of retention. Maybe it's because I have played Heroes Magic War before, which is a similar game as this one, with the exact same game engine, the exact same fighting system. And unfortunately this time, I'm not seeing enough variety. Now, you may be new to this whole thing, but you see that the progression is very slow. I believe that the progression is even slower than in case of Heroes Magic War, and there are a lot of ads. For example, this one. 1500 gems, or whatever these are not that much. Yeah, you can claim the mines, fine. You can go to the shop and get the free stuff. Every single day you click and then you get presented these other offers. So free, amazing. It's basically a tour of the shop. Most games have this, and I don't mind. So gem shop as well. Fine. Now the main problem is that when you start watching ads, there is a non-zero likelihood that the game quits, and then you need to reload it from scratch. The second problem, and I'm really constructive here, I would like them to improve the game, the retention part. The second problem is that I skipped, I think not 1 but 2 days. I didn't do anything for 2 days whatsoever. And then I come back to the fight and there is absolutely nothing that makes me come back. So if I left here for a week or 2 weeks, I can come back and I would continue in the same place. But then what's the point in grinding in a way that, like, purchasing things for money if I know that there is no competition? We don't need to beat anyone. There is no guild, there is no player versus player at the moment. There might be later, but at the moment there is nothing. The third problem is that I have never seen a Void Shard and I have never seen a Sacred Shard, even though I'm in the second mission already. So yes, we're getting the same units over and over, we're combining them, we're leveling them up, and we're slowly grinding things up. If you compare this game to Era of Chaos, and it's a tough comparison because one is like it's a different budget and different complexity. It's a tough one. If you compare this game to Era of Chaos, in Era of Chaos the progression can be a lot faster even as a VIP 0. Here it's kind of slow. If you compare the fight and all the to-dos and the maps with even Heroes of Might and Magic 1, if not 2. I've been playing Heroes of Might and Magic 2 lately. It's so much better because there is a strategic element there. Here, there is a strategic element too, but you know that you can just outlast the game in a way that you log in every single day, and maybe in a couple of months or years, something gets unlocked. So sure enough, yeah, you're collecting the quests. No, don't double anything. Find weekly quests, monthly quests, you get some stuff. At least a purple one. Let's see, purple one, does it help? Because then at least we could get this purple one. Sooner or later, I don't worry about unlocking it. But what I worry about is that with all these increases and all these units, right now I'm getting like a gray and green. With all these units, I still don't see sufficient variety. Okay, I will get better units later. I've seen most of these units before in another game. Even if I hadn't seen them, it would just be different units and you see them as opponents. So sure enough, you go and fight. There are no towers because castle has to be level 5. There is no arena, and events, they are coming sometime in the future. So all you need to do is make progress after progress, even in episode 2. And this progress involves that you will have to win some easy fights and you will have to win some tougher fights. So here you see that I have quite a lot of energy. So I can check out, for example, this fight. Amazing, I'm stronger. If I was weaker, I would need to log in for a few days or improve the army. And not much is changing. So yeah, sure, we have one spell, even though this is like the 4th day or 5th day that I'm doing this. We still only have one spell. it's really slow. It's a slow grind. So sure enough, we're going ahead and just clicking and defeating these opponents and grinding down the energy. We need a bit more variety in here. Okay, and we defeated an opponent, we got something, and we got less population in return. And then what? We collect these. At least we got some mines, that's positive. But you see, it takes a long time. A really long time. I think the maps are randomized at least. I think there are some heroes guarding the locations, that's positive. There are some buildings that do something. That's positive as well, although this is a long shot, they are too tough to beat. But you know, another fight, and if all the opponents are stronger, then what do? You go back to the town and figure something out. So in that case you go to your army and you need resources. For example, this is quite weird that I have 2 units of the same sort. So double click, I'll get rid of this. And maybe I use a second archer, or maybe I use someone else and I level them up. That's possible. Like the gargoyle. It's a possibility. But then you need to go to another screen. That's another difficulty, that you have armory. And you need to go to the armory to level them up. So here we can use these pixies to level them up, or whatever they are. And just these gray units. Given that you only have 3 units, and that's another problematic thing, that you only have 3 units at the moment. Not 4, not 5, not 6. And it's already for the 4th day. On day 2 on Era of Chaos you already have 8 units. Given we only have 3 units, you just cannot afford to keep on leveling up the gray units. So for this reason I will just invest in duplicating these units at the expense of the existing ones. You can even make a choice of, let's say, not caring about some of the other units, like, for example, this archer, for now. And then we leveled up to level 10. Okay, this is something, but we're still weaker, but at least we got a quest. So, amazing, we got some gold. And then what? We got some artifacts, and then what? So we go back to the armory and we check our units. We try this unit out. Abilities, you need to rank up, but for that you need more units. For more units you need more days of login. For artifacts, you can see what to add. So equip. What about these? And it's nothing like heroes. And here I clicked by accident and you see that it got removed. Now I can upgrade this and it costs gold. So this helps because I have a lot of gold. So this is a way to level up the units. But then if we level up the units, and here we have the inventory. Now, for example, this one, we can upgrade them to higher levels. Like, sometimes you fail and sometimes you succeed. That's another issue, that you don't always succeed. So we can spend a lot of gold. 7, 8, failure, failure, failure again. And you see our gold is just gone. And now it's level 9. It's a random process. Obviously we need to upgrade this one because it's only level 1. And you need to upgrade multiple units. Now it's level 8, very good. And now we can go back to the army, and instead of the armory, or instead of this unit that is like only 1200 something in strength, we can swap it with this one. We can claim some quests and go back and see what's going on. Maybe we'll see some more artifacts. Now our hero now should be stronger, so it's 6400 still though. So we can make progress, sure, we can make this fight, or we could make this fight, but then what do I get? What do I get if I uncover some of these units? I get resources and more fights. And so far this grind is far too long, and this is when players stop being interested in the game, and this is when they phase out, because to get castle level 5, not enough resources. What do I need? I need these. How do I get this castle up to level 4? I finish the whole campaign most likely. Then how do I get the castle to level 5? I finish 2 more campaigns, like at least 2, if not 3. And I've seen that population can go up to a huge amount. Mana can go up to a huge amount as well, gold as well, and these gems as well. But it's a long shot. And this is why I'm seeing that something needs to happen to this game to make the grinding element at the beginning a bit faster. I know there is an option to make this a lot faster. You go to the shop, you spend $100. What is this? Just gold? Like 2.25 million? Are you kidding me? Like 10,000 is a weapon upgrade. And it's like spend €100 on upgrading weapons, or upgrading spells, or upgrading shards. Only green and blue ones. Do we have some better ones? Just get 3 purple shards for €70 or €30 for one. This is too much. Far too much. And then you get 1 unit card, and what do you do with that unit card? It's barely stronger than the other one. This is why we need to do something with this game so that it becomes more enjoyable. Players are not gonna spend like this, simply because they sooner or later see that progression is really slow. Even with spending €1,000 on this, what do you do? Maybe you get up to castle level 4 and then you need to do the same waiting, and you get up to castle level 4, you can do it in like 20 minutes instead of watching like 200 ads, and instead of staying in the game for like, let's say 4 other weeks, for instance. So you win a couple of days or a couple of weeks with €100, as far as I can see, and that's it. This screen is amazing. The battles themselves are great. The map element is great, assuming that there was some strategy element inside, or some player versus player, or some other type of option. This game would be so much better than it is now. I have seen some videos of people leveling up to like castle level, I don't know what, huge castle level, and thousands of population and a lot of mana and a lot of everything. And I saw that essentially they are playing the same game. Okay, maybe they unlock tower, maybe they unlock arena. Maybe it's worth sticking around to see what's going on in castle level 5, castle level 6, and until then you just log in, you do your summons, maybe if you feel like it you fight once or twice, and then that's it. That was it, this is the game. And then you go up to level 5, and maybe then you understand what the arena is, and then you understand what the other part is. But I know already what these game modes are. Towers and arena. It's the same types of fights with some other screen where you can select some opponents. And then you fight and you get some currency, some of these currencies. Fortunately, there are not too many resources. It's not like Era of Chaos with the 100+ different resources to manage. But it's the same thing over and over again. So we need some drastic development to make this a good, potentially competitive game. And then it would be amazing. This is a huge positive already with respect to what was that, Heroes Magic Wars or something. That was the original name, because we can at least collect mines now, and mines give us resources. And we have this town screen. Before that there was no town screen. At least this resembles a bit like Heroes of Might and Magic, just a bit. But we need a bit more than this to spark the interest. And that's my opinion after trying this out. So the novelty wore off after a few days. And I think that we can just stop these videos here and now and not continue to see what is going on, because there is no point. There is no point in continuing, at least for me. Maybe you can check out the arena, maybe you can check out the other game modes, stick around until you see that there is something interesting in there. But player versus player is not there at all. So this is the constructive criticism. I hope you see what is going on. I played this game so that you don't have to, but actually it's enjoyable at the beginning. So if you try it out, maybe you get hooked, and maybe you get ahead more and more and more. So significantly more than me. You get to towers, you get to arena, and then you see. And maybe the developers will add more things. So as soon as I see that there is some positive change in the game, obviously I'm happy to do a video about it. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it's worth the grind. We have so many amazing games also on Steam, not necessarily mobile games. So that was it. This is my summary. If I wanted to rate this game altogether, this is a subjective rate. As a regular game with Steam competition and everything else, I would say it's like a 4 out of 10. In the mobile game world, I would say it's like a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is maybe the way to go, because I came back to it for about a week, and that was it. For about a week, but I skipped some days, and I know I can come back to it. Monetization, I would say 1 out of 10. The reason why no, I would say like 2 to 3 out of 10, because it's not that predatory. There are not that many tricks in there, but it just adds to a slow progress, and you purchase something that is mostly pointless. Pointless. What is the advantage of purchasing more currency? That you get ahead in the player versus environment. And then if you get ahead, what happens? You hit another roadblock half an hour later. You purchase another $100 worth of resources, and that's how you keep on going. Because these are relatively cheap resources to purchase that can be acquired in the game relatively quickly. That's the difficulty with this game. So monetization has to be rethought to increase revenue in the game as well. I'm sure that the developers will try something out, because they have drastically changed the game from with respect to last year that I saw. Heroes Magic War. That was a different type of game. No castle element, no management element, just fights, and that's it. So I'm hopeful that there is gonna be a new iteration of the game, a new version or a new game title with the same engine, and then I will give it another go.